Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Schmidt. I am a gratitude coach and social media consultant. I help you to build relationships online and in your life using gratitude to take your life and your business to the next level. I help you with tools.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'll try to tone it down.
I help you with email marketing and social media platforms and basically anything and everything you need to amplify your message. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, is how to amplify your message. Carolyn, will you please introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are and what you're all about?
Absolutely. My name is Carolyn Rim, and I am a rock star. I am a rock star motivational speaker, a rock star coach, and I help people transform their dreams. And I really help people just build a following, right? Like build people that are, they can lead towards their dreams. I told Tony about this shirt, right? This is the Incredibles. This is one of my clients' shirts. He sent it to me and we're doing a video. One of my coaching clients started his own community, and it's now growing. He's now making money and videos from it. And, he's building this amazing following, and you just have to start. That's what I do. I help people take action in their lives.
Very, very cool. Right. Building a community is so important, not only for personal endeavors, but also for social media and business, because it's not so much what you say about yourself, it's what other people say about you. Because you can
not only that, but building a community. I mean, instantly you're a leader, Tony, just like us. Like when we started our communities, instantly we became leaders.
Right. Right. Yeah. So you're seen as an expert in your industry. But also, what you're giving back to other people, what you're giving back to your community and your tribe or your mastermind group is going to come back to you it's going to be the ripple effect, which we always talk about in our groups. And that's why, amplify is a great word for me. And that's why I put it in the topic name, because I think, all the energy that you put out into the world is going to come back to you. And it used to be, and a year ago, I would come on here, I would come on a video and I'd be super focused, right? So I would come on and I would say, hi, I'm here to talk about focus and intention and social media. And what I'm putting out there is not contagious, right? It's the biggest mistake people make in video is they're super focused and they want to, let people know that they're serious about their business. But it doesn't. It's not what happens. If I come on here and I say, good morning, my name is Tony Schmidt, and I am here to help you, that's going to be so much different. That's going to give people so much more energy than, super focused Tony that doesn't have energy, blah, 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 blah. I'm not amplifying my message. So sometimes it's as simple as a smile, right?
Absolutely. And not just that, guys. I want to tell you that Tony mentioned something really important. She talked about videos and not being yourself on the videos. That's the biggest mistake you can make, she said. And I agree with that 110%. My videos, just so you guys are get a picture of what my videos are doing. I was reading, right? Like I was writing what I wanted to say, and then I was reading from a script. This was probably 3 months ago. My videos were getting maybe 1,000 views, maybe. Now, when I post a video, I just posted a video 12 hours ago. It has over almost 3,000 views. So that's the difference between being yourself and reading from a script. People need to be able to feel your passion. They need to feel your energy, right? Like, who here feels that me and Tony are on fire for our dreams? I'm almost too much for you guys. Like, I'm so excited right now for life. I'm going to go finish my book. I'm going to go pick up my flyers for my event. Like, there's so much I have to do today, right? And I'm so grateful.
Right.
So grateful.
Right. And gratitude, that's what I talk about. I wake up every day and I get out of bed and I say, thank you, God. And, the more I count those blessings and I'm grateful for all the things in my life, then when obstacles happen, I handle it much better and I'm much more resilient because I've looked at the big picture and I've counted the good things. And that's not natural. It's natural to be attracted toward drama, to be attracted toward what Kim Kardashian, how she had her kid in the car seat. That's interesting to us. And that captures our attention. Or somebody's gossiping about the neighbor. We find that interesting. That's human nature.
Right.
It's not as easy to look at the sunset and say, wow, look at this beautiful sunset. How amazing is that sunset? Like people just walk, you know, they wake up and they get their coffee and they're like, another Monday. I hate Mondays, blah, blah, blah. You know?
No, Monday's the new Saturday. Monday is the new Saturday, baby. I get so on fire for Mondays. Why do I get on fire for Mondays? In my group, we call it Orgasmic Motivational Mondays. Why? Well, number one, I have a sixth sense of humor. Either you like me or you don't. I don't care either way. I'm happy and I'm being myself, right? Number two, I want people to feel sexy. I want people to feel out of their comfort zone. Just saying Orgasmic Mondays, that's funny. I'm sorry, that's funny. Say it, Tony. Say Orgasmic Mondays.
Orgasmic Mondays. Yes.
How does that feel?
You are crazy, girl. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, bringing that sexual energy and that passion into things is good, and you're so good at that, and that, you know, that makes people feel good, and that's what it's all about. So I want to share a few little stories. Somebody is. I love when people do that. It's so funny. I don't know how they do that, but it's funny.
I don't either, but I love it.
I know. Thank you very much. What is it? Bummy, I think is your name. Thank you, Bummy. That's very cool. So a couple days ago, Jacqueline, my cute little 4-year-old daughter, she went into preschool and she's having a little bit of trouble adjusting to preschool because most people have been in preschool the year before, and this is her first year being in like the classroom setting. So yes, the other day I went to pick her up and her teacher told me that she didn't get her sticker for the day and that she told her teacher she was never coming back to preschool again. And I started laughing hysterically because don't we all feel that way, right? There's times when you don't get what you want and you're like, fuck this, I'm never coming back again.
Deuces.
I'm done, right?
I'm done. Deuces.
Yeah. So I started laughing hysterically because, you know, and the teacher was laughing too. So after I left, my mom stopped by the house and I was this close to telling my mom the story in front of Jacqueline. But then I knew that I'd be amplifying Jacqueline not making a good choice. Because if I tell the story about how she didn't listen to the teacher and how she said she's never coming back again, then that's encouraging that behavior. And I don't want to do that. Even though it's funny, she's not going to understand. She's just going to understand that when I misbehave, mommy thinks it's funny. So, and then the same thing happened with her dad. I ran into her dad and I wanted so bad to tell him the story because it was so funny. But I refrained until later because I didn't want to encourage that behavior. So
right.
Another example is, and you can relate to this because you've gone through a divorce, is when I went through my divorce, everybody came to me and they said, what's going on with Wayne? What did he do? You know, what's going on with your divorce? It's the first question they ask. And their intentions are to help me because they care about me. But it wasn't helping me. You all right?
Tony, I'm sorry. Someone in the chat said there's smoke behind you. So it scared me a little bit because all I saw was, I thought he said someone's behind you. Did you see me? I'm like, oh shit. It's like that scary movie. Watch out. Someone's behind you. I see them. You know, it's like that scary movie on Blab. It's about to get crazy in here, guys.
Oh my gosh.
No, but seriously though, I get it, right? Like I get what you're talking about. It's, I hope my car is not on fire. If it is, well, you know, it's fine. Exhaust. It's just the exhaust. But no, yeah, seriously, I get what you're talking about, Tony. And, you know, it's funny that when you tell people you're getting a divorce, they feel it necessary to vilely throw up on you. Now, what do I mean by that, guys? I mean, when I say to people I'm getting a divorce, they feel it necessary to tell me all the fucking, sorry. I said
right. You can say that word. I already said it once.
When I get passionate, I curse. Bottom line. Hey, people who curse are more likable. It's like a study that was done. Okay. So people felt it necessary to vilely throw up on me and tell me all the terrible details of their divorce. And I don't need to know all the horrible details of their divorce, right? I just knew that I didn't want to stay with my husband for the wrong reason anymore. I stayed with my husband for years. Why? Because we had a kid together. And you know what I said? I said, we have a kid together. I'm going to make this work. I don't care if we're different. I don't care if we fight. We're going to make it work, right? My Catholic beliefs were so deeply ingrained in my mind. So, but that's the worst thing that you can do, right? Because then, I think people put guilt on their kids. Oh, I stayed with your father because of you. No, then you're putting all this guilt on the kid. It's not right. Even if you're not telling them that it's their fault, unconsciously, they're going to pick up that energy, right? And so for me, Tony, like I don't even tell people I'm getting a divorce anymore. Like I don't even tell people because it's my business. Number one, if people ask me about it, I just change the subject right away. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We're really good friends and we're taking it. We're taking care of it. I love what they're doing.
I know.
They're like taking little clips of what I'm saying, and it's just so funny to see. No, but really, like you just have to really focus on what you're doing. He's the Blab Pavarotti. I love it. You just have to focus on what you're doing, right? And like what you're saying to people, because what you say to people is going to be their response back. So Tony, I just think it's necessary for people to step in and say, hey, listen, I don't need to hear about that. Like you've got to have your boundaries set, right?
Exactly. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that story. That's so important for people to hear, I think. So let's talk a little bit about social media and business and being an entrepreneur. I think a lot of us here in this room are entrepreneurs, and they want to know how they can maximize their efforts. And I think you're really good at that. Using video is the biggest thing because Facebook, I wish I knew the stats off the top of my head. I used to know them. But if you put video within your Facebook page, I'm not talking about from YouTube. YouTube is a whole different thing. You should put your video in both. But if you put video, upload it directly into your Facebook page, I want to say you're like 10 times more likely, you get 10 times more engagement and more interaction from the people that actually follow you.
If what?
Using a video versus text.
If you put... Oh, yeah. You mean like make a video instead of texting, like, or putting like a comment post.
Right.
I think that's definitely true. I really do think that you get so much more engagement with video because people need to feel your energy. And I know that you guys in the chat and people on, we've got about 20 people in here right now. There's still smoke behind me. Just so funny. There's someone behind you. Look out. No, but really, seriously though, like, I truly think that video, you can stream energy. Like before I got on this video, the first thing I did was I thought about my intention, right? I thought about what type of energy I wanted to give off to people. And I want to give like an excitement, an enthusiasm for life. I want you guys to jump off this blab and be like, yes, I'm going to go for it, right? Like, I don't want you to jump on another blab. I want you to jump off and go towards your dreams, right? Like, I want you guys to be on fire. I want you to catch that spark, what I'm putting out there, you know? So absolutely, Tony, video is so important. And like we said, community. Most people, like if I asked everybody, shut up and kiss me. Oh, you stop it. You stop it. The bad in the chat. So seriously though, you need a community. Bottom line. And Tony, when you have that community, I also think that you need to tell people what to post because people don't know what to post. If you're not telling them what to post, guess what? They're not going to post. So yesterday was, Orgasmic Motivational Mondays. And I said, please post a video. I said, please post a video for us or a comment on what's going great about your day. What's orgasmic about your Monday? And I had 30 people respond. So,
yeah, you really have to hold people's hand and tell them what to do. Robert C. Stern is great. He's a marketing guy. And I always thought that I asked people questions and I encouraged people to comment. But I realized lately, once I started holding people's hand and telling them, comment below and asking them specific questions, it really increased my engagement and my audience and had that ripple effect of magnitude because the more people that get your message, the more people you can help and the more you're going to grow your business. And absolutely. And email marketing is the same. If there's anything you're going to take away from this and you're an entrepreneur and you want to amplify your message, please use email marketing because that is going to help you. When you're posting on your Facebook page, if you have a Facebook business page, only 1 to 3% of people who like your business page are actually seeing what you're posting. So either you're paying Facebook to create ads or you're spending a lot of time creating a community. And that's what Carolyn's done. She uses video, she uses a community, and that means you start a group in Facebook and you ask people to join your group. And every time that there's a post in that group, they get notification. And that's what's so important, because when you post on Facebook on your business page, people aren't getting notified that you're posting there. So don't focus on how many likes you have.
It's like the number one trick.
Yeah, don't focus on how many likes you have on your business page, because it's not important anymore. 2 years ago it was important, but now Facebook has changed their ways. They want people to pay. It's capitalism. You can understand why they do it. It's a business. But now you either have to get really creative, hire someone, or spend a lot of time massaging that audience and getting people to talk about you, or you have to pay Facebook to get that audience.
And being authentic. I think being authentic is so, it's just so very big. And I know for myself, like I just try to be myself. Like I realize, like I look at all my posts. When I am myself, like truly myself, I get the most engagement. It's when I'm trying to be something that I'm not, right, that I don't get any engagement, that people they can feel it, right? They can feel that it's not really me. But when I post like a video of me having a meltdown, because people are like, Carolyn, how are you always so happy? And I'm like, I'm not happy all the time. I'm not. I had a meltdown yesterday, because being an entrepreneur, it's not easy, right? It's not easy, you know, starting your own business, starting from scratch, building your own website, making email marketing, doing your own Facebook group, commenting.
Trademark.
I mean, there's so much. There's so much. I went to go see a trademark lawyer yesterday. Just like so much to do, right? And I'm writing my book, which is coming out on Friday. So excited. Thank you for all the love. I'm trying to get Carolyn's attention and flirt with it. I can't. So yeah. So, you know, basically entrepreneurship is a hard thing. And if you don't have a tribe of people that got your back, like as soon as I posted that, I got like 4 or 5, Tony called me right away. Anna texted me. I got like Carmel, like everybody reached out to me. They're like, hey girl, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I just had a meltdown. They're like, okay, cool.
Okay,
bye.
Like,
you know, they know. They get it, right? Like they
interact
get
together.
It, okay. And I know you guys watching get it as well. I mean, how many? Oh, God, now I just look at myself and I'm like, man, I'm really animated. I guess that's good though. I guess that's good. I'm being myself.
I love that you're always like this.
I know, I'm like a gangster, but it's my Italian blood in me that makes me want to coming at you.
That Delco in you.
Oh, it's so that Delco, guys. Who's from Philly? Is anyone on Philly here? I want to know if anyone's on Philly. And then I want to take questions.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. I'm gonna open the seat. I was getting some crazy people, like Justin Bieber was trying to get in, and Carolyn, put your link in here again, your group page, so that people can follow you and find out more information. I promise you that following Carolyn will change your life and give you ideas to take your life to the next level. And I'm going to put my Facebook group page in here as well. It's called Gumption, Grace, and Gratitude, because I believe that the most successful people in the world are ones that have gumption. They're not necessarily the most talented or the most brilliant, but they have the courage to reach for their dreams, and they find the resources they need to make it happen. And that's what my group is all about. And that's what life's all about. It's, you know, stepping outside your comfort zone and amplifying your message. We live in such a noisy world that for your business, if you're an entrepreneur, it's only think about how many people you are friending on Facebook versus how many people you're losing. So your Facebook feed is getting noisier and noisier and noisier and noisier. How do you stand above that? How do you amplify your message so that you can be seen as an expert in your industry and you can be seen as a powerhouse? That is something that I tell myself every day. I am a powerhouse in my industry, and I love that word. If you don't use that word, I encourage you.
You are a powerhouse. You're a guru. She's a guru. I call her the social media guru because she really is. She knows like ninja stuff. Like she knows ninja social media stuff. And like I was on the phone with her the other day, and she's just, for any coach listening, for any entrepreneur out there, Tony is the person. If you need help with email marketing, if you need help with creating Facebook ads, like guys, there's a power editor. Like, I didn't know what power editor was. Like, there's so much more, right? Like, there's just so many more little pieces that you need just to make the 2 millimeter shifts in your business that could possibly save you from going under. I've built my business on social media, and so has Tony. I can tell you, I've built a 6-figure business on this. Okay. It's not a joke. You can create a 6-figure business. You can monetize that social media community, right? You can monetize it. You can create programs. You can promote yourself. But it's also about showing people, like Tony said, I love this word, powerhouse. You're a leader right away. Instantly when you start a group, I challenge you guys to go out and start a group today. If you own your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, even if you don't own your own business, I'm talking about start today. Start today. Why
Right.
wait?
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of that, if you think that what we're saying is amazing and helpful, please tell a little bird by tweeting out up here, because we appreciate you and we want to magnify our message and we want to amplify and help more people, because that's our mission. And if you would like to jump in,
Yes.
And ask us some questions about how to supersize media, isn't that the perfect person to be in our chat? We'd love to have you, because that's what it's all about. It's about supersizing. And yesterday I talked about snackable content that makes people want to savor the whole sandwich. So how do you throw out little pictures and little videos and little things?
Hold on. I love that, first of all. Did you guys just hear what she said? That's got to be, like, that shit's got to be quoted, right? Like, say it again, Tony. Say it again.
Snackable content that gives you a bite that makes you want to eat the whole sandwich.
I got one. Okay, scaredy cat. Oh, wait, no. Tiger kids become scaredy cat adults. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
A little bit, right? Because I feel like when we're kids, right, you think you can do anything. You think you can fly. You think you're Superman, right? But then somewhere along the lines, right, like, we stop believing in ourselves. We stop believing that we can create something. But I need you to hear my words. Allow these to get to you. It's never a lack of resources. It's always a lack of resourcefulness. Don't allow money. Don't allow your spouse. Don't allow anything to stop you from getting your dreams. You know, don't. I just think it's so imperative that you just take that on and stop being the scaredy cat adult, because by age eight, your views are set on what you can and can't do. Right? Like, I'll tell you, like, Tony, a year ago, I'm sitting in a cube, so frustrated, wanting to die, okay? Like, looking up bridges to jump off of, no passions, no goals. And within a year, I built a 6-figure business. Why? Because I decided no more. I changed the belief that I'm 30 years old and I couldn't change my career. I changed that belief. So no matter what you're doing, you know, no matter what you're doing on here today, whether you're on here as, you know, a mom or a dad or whatever, you know, you're on here today because you matter and because you want to make a difference.
Right. Yeah. And it's, you know, that's such a great idea. And it's, you know, with social media, it's not about what platforms you're using, because everyone asks me, like, what platforms should I be using? Or they do the thing called spray and pray. In social media, people call it spray and pray, where you put your message everywhere. You do a blog post and then you put it on Twitter, you put it on Facebook, you put it on everywhere, and then you pray that you get engagement.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that does not sound smart.
Right.
At all.
So, but then it's what people think. You know, they think, oh, I should use and people with good products, people with, you know, good intentions, think, like, the more people I can see to view my message, the better. But it's more about your engagement, and it's not about what platforms you're using, it's about how you're using them. So how are you creating a community, and how are you getting people to talk about your business and about your value? Because Carolyn could come on here and she could say, I am the best life coach there is. I am amazing. You're going to love, you know, working with me. And we're going to say, okay, I'm sure you are, you know.
There's no validity there. There's no, you know, there's nothing
but
there.
If I say,
you know, but I'm wearing like a shirt.
If I say, Carolyn is awesome, she transformed my life, she is amazing, and I'm just giving like an example, but she is a rock star and she has helped me in my life.
I really have transformed my life.
I have to say, she has helped me in my life. But I'm saying, you know, for someone who has really used you as a life coach, they can come on and say, Carolyn, you know, get those testimonials, everybody. Get those testimonials. Don't if somebody has a great experience with you, have them write something on LinkedIn, have them write a testimonial for you. You can even write up some ideas for them, which sounds a little bit deceiving or tricky, but it's really not, because they're busy and you want to protect their time. Have them write up some ideas, or you write up some ideas, and ask them if, if that is okay, if you can, if they can change the words around a little bit to give you a testimonial. And most likely they won't mind doing that, but that has a lot more value.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Creating raving fans. Like, I create raving fans. Like, I don't even ask my clients to do testimonials, Tony, and they do them for me. Like, I have 4 videos at home with people giving me testimonies that I didn't even put on my website yet, but I'm going to, right? But you're right, Tony, that does have validity. I guess what I'm focusing on right now is I want to get my book out, and I really want to become the world's top motivational speaker. That's really my goal. Yes, I am a great coach, and yes, I can transform anyone's business. I don't care if you are a plumber or if you are an electrician or whatever you do. Building a community will gain you followers. It will gain you business in your community, in your area. All my clients I've gotten from social media, every single one of them, and from my community, really. So, it's very important to create that. I know for myself, this makes me think about my first client. Like, I remember thinking in my mind that I didn't know if I had what it took to be a great coach. I just knew that I wanted to coach people. And so I offered my services for $99 a month, right? $99 a month.
Hi,
and
Carolyn.
I did it. Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing better now.
Good. Very good. Thank you for the love.
I'm just being dumb.
You're not being dumb. How you doing tonight?
Well, it's about 3:30 in the morning here, and I just woke up because of the rain.
The rain? Where are you at?
I'm in Arizona.
Arizona?
Yes. Nice.
Where you at?
It's early there.
Philadelphia.
Philly.
In Philadelphia?
City of brotherly love.
Both of you? Both of you in Philadelphia?
Both of us,
Yes.
Oh, okay. So,
Yes.
Yes, we're both in Philly.
I have a question for you guys. A very important question. In regards to this topic, when are we going out, Carolyn?
I had a feeling that was coming.
Well, you come to Philly and then we'll see. I really respect you, because you know how hard it is to jump on a blab and ask someone to go out. Like, that takes some courage and some guts. So I'm going to give you a high five on that. Are you an entrepreneur?
No.
No. Okay. What do you do?
I do mortgage.
You do mortgages. Well, if anyone needs a mortgage, see Reggie, okay?
Well,
and
I do like home equity, line of credits, bankruptcy, different things. But can we go out?
We'll see.
All right, go
right, Reggie. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Thank you. You're not being dumb, Reggie. Bye. All right, guys. So that takes some courage. That takes some guts. I like that. Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone has also some questions on what we're talking about, like, I want to ask you guys, have you ever had an idea that you wanted to do? Like, have you ever had an idea that you wanted to do something or step up or be a leader, like, and you just didn't have the courage to do it? And then you saw someone else who did that idea and you're like, oh, I had that idea.
Yeah, that happens, right?
Donna, is that Donna?
I don't know. It's the Donna.
Oh, okay. Different Donna?
It might be. Where is she?
All right, well, let's talk to her. Kicking ass and taking names, baby.
Yeah. So what do you think is, if someone is afraid to make a video, we've talked a lot about video here, and now with live streaming, we've made so many connections, haven't we, on Blab and Periscope?
Oh, God, yeah. So many connections. I got probably about 10 people to do my dare. I'm doing a 99-day dare, which is where you wake up at 6:30 a.m. every single morning and you do 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes, and 5 minutes of movement. So it's really worth it. Donna! It's Donna! It's the Donna!
It is the Donna!
Good morning.
Good morning!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
I'm loving this this discussion here.
What do you think about video?
Social media, getting on dates. I mean, it covers everything.
It really does. We've got the full scope going on here.
I have a question to you both. Some time ago, I started a website, and I paused it for a minute because I'm trying to really hone down on the direction I fully want to take with it, because I can take it several directions, but I'm trying to see what speaks out to me. But a lot of the discussion is how to increase your audience on actual social media. But what kind of creative ideas could you use to bring it to your website? I mean, I guess you would use through social media, but the website itself.
I want to answer first, if that's okay, Tony. And then you can. Because I do this every day, and I'm telling you, it's working. So I put my website on every post, and I know that might sound crazy, but maybe like 1 or 2 posts every week I won't put my website. But I put my website on every single post, and literally, I can show you a number. I had 3,000 views in the past couple days on my website, on my actual website. 3,000 people went to my website. So, and then what you do to build your email list, Donna, is you create a little pop-up box. But this is what works for me. I create that little pop-up box. It comes up every time you go to my website, so you have to put in your email. So that's really helpful to build your email list. I know for myself it is. And creating that urgency and creating that curiosity. Like, have you ever seen someone's post and you don't know why you want to click that post so bad or read that post so bad? It's because they're playing with your mind, right? And let me give you guys, I'm going to give you one tip. Oh my God. Oh, the words buy now. And I don't mean B-U-Y. I mean, buy now. Like when you're trying to promote yourself, there's these little key phrases that you can say that literally are so soft that people won't even feel them, but you're actually selling them. So what I'll do on a post is I'll say, buy now. You guys know I'm bringing the action at my events, and so that's just a little thing that you can use to really get people's curiosity piqued, and they're already picturing themselves buying your product, whatever you're putting out there. Because even if you said, don't think about buying my product, guess what you do? You're thinking about buying my product. So the website thing, though, is just add it to every post, Donna. And I promise you, I'd go to it. If I saw a website, your name, a link on it, I'd go to it in a minute, Donna. I know you have, a lot to offer people. And I know that you're an entrepreneur, that you're real. I don't know. For me, I feel like you're just so amazing. And so I know I would go to that. Tony, I'm sorry. You answer now.
I have a lot of that. That is great. I love your ideas, Carolyn. And you reminded me that I need to do that more often. Add my website to my Facebook posts, because that's something I see all the time when I do social media audits for people. Mm-hmm. They think they're accessible because you think that like you're putting stuff out there. I have to admit, the other day in LinkedIn, somebody. I realized my phone number wasn't on my LinkedIn page. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do this for everybody else. How did I not realize my phone number wasn't on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn page? But making sure that across all social media platforms that you're using things like your website is really important. I went off on a little tangent there, but the other thing that you can do is, like I said earlier, it's not about what platforms you're using, it's how you're using them. So when let's say you're going to do a blab, and before you do the blab, like Carolyn was thinking before she got on here, what are my intentions for this blab? You can actually open up windows to your business, to your website in the top, and click it, copy it and paste it. And then in the chat room, you can put in your website or your group. A lot of people use that group, like Kimra Luna and a lot of other people use that group as a relationship building tool. And then from there, they get people to their website. So so put your website in the side, put your group, your Facebook group page, have those windows open in the top, and then put it in the chat. So even if you're not hosting a blab or you're not in a blab, you can create attraction in the chat room. You can still connect with people and network in the chat room without ever being on a blab.
Absolutely.
And the same thing with Periscope. With Periscope, you want to hold up a piece of paper that says your website and ask people to take a screenshot of your website.
I am going to post something on my group after this. It's called what are those things that people take pictures on, Tony?
Instagram.
It's like a background though. You know what I'm talking about, guys? It's like I don't remember what it's called, but you stand in front of it and you take pictures with it. I don't know. It's called something. Repeat. I think that's it. Yes. But Tony, I'm actually getting one of those made because like you're saying, what you're saying right there is so important, right? So I'm going to have a background that says Spark Your Rock Star. I'm going to see if I can even pull my picture up right now. I don't think I can. But I will post it on my group later so you guys can see it, because I'm getting it printed out today for my background, because people need to know Spark Your Rock Star. So I want that in their face. I want my logo in their face. I want, the picture of my logo making an impact on the world, right? When you talk about ripple effects, that's my logo. I wanted my logo to be the shape of a world making an impact. And so, Donna, if you don't mind me asking, what is your website all about?
It's about defying the odds, pushing past your limits, knowing that anything is possible. But I'm very analytical and logical. So my approach is going to be more about applying techniques. I mean, everyone has their techniques, but it's more about using more science behind it so that people can overcome and realize that it's digestible, it's achievable, because you just have to take these steps.
Yes.
So, but then, what kind of, like what Tony says, what kind of sandwich am I making? So it's like I'm trying to figure that exact detail before I put it out, because I want to make sure I come across that I know what I'm talking about. Now, I just had one more question.
Sure.
I got a day job, which I love. I love my day job. It's real estate. And I have that on LinkedIn. I've been doing it for some time now. But my true passion is my Defy the Odds. So in terms of LinkedIn, because one of the things I'm a believer in is you never want to sound all over the place. And if you have a niche, that's what it's going to show, and that's your focus. But if you're throwing another focus in there, should I set up another LinkedIn page to promote my Defy the Odds? Because I wouldn't want to look all over the place.
But why would you think that would look all over the place?
I have my personal opinion when I see somebody saying, well, they can be good at many things, but if you're trying to market yourself and you want to show a customer consistency and reliability, you're showing one element. Even if that element includes many parts, you're not showing different industries. It's like, okay, what's your focus? What can I trust you with? Because it just looks too spread out. That's my personal opinions, but I don't want to do that. You understand?
Well, LinkedIn, I know I use my just from experience. I'm just speaking from experience. It might be not the right thing to do. I know that when I'm doing a 30-second commercial in my entrepreneur meetings, yes, I take one focus. I do not focus on several different things. I don't say I'm a motivational speaker and a coach. I don't do that. I say I'm a motivational speaker, and my perfect referral would be clients who want to make that 2mm shift, clients that are shoulding, they're saying, I should have done that in my business. I should have done that in my business. And they're shoulding all over themselves. Right. And so basically when I do my 30-second commercials and stuff like that, that's what I do. But on LinkedIn, I just took my page and I was like, listen, this is where I was. This is where I am now.
Yeah.
Come on. Come at me, baby. You know what I mean? Come at me.
But what's beautiful about you, I'm sorry, Tony.
No, go ahead.
What's beautiful about you both is that you have many parts, but it's kind of in the same direction. Motivational coach, public speaker, that's kind of in the same family. That's, you know what I mean? But real estate and motivational speaking, that's two different separate units.
And I want you to follow Ed Fordyce. He does exactly what you do.
Who's that?
He's a life coach and a realtor. Ed Fordyce. I'll put his name in here.
And Tony, and Diamond, just so you know, I used to sell help I've fallen and I can't get up buttons. So that's what my page used to be. Okay, help I've fallen and I can't get up. I used to talk to the old ladies, with the scratchy voice. And they'd say, I'm worried I'm going to fall, So I just made, that switch. And it wasn't right away. I just said, you know what, I can do it. So yeah.
Hey, that needs to be part of some of your stories, because that in itself, I've fallen and I can't get up. And now, you know, that you can turn that into a very clever story for your business about
Yes.
how people used to call you and tell you that they need help, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They said, so like for 10 years, I'm sitting in a cube and people would say, hey, I need some help, you know, and I love them. I loved it. I learned a lot and I'm grateful for the experience, but I just remember thinking I'm going to die. I would rather die than spend another 10 years in this cube, because I know you guys can feel my energy. I have way too much energy to be sitting down all day in a cube. I've got to be out. I've got to be about. I've got to be high-fiving people. Everyone do me a favor. Everyone do me a favor right now. No matter where you are, stand up, and slap your ass and try not to smile. Woo! Tony, I hear it. Diamond, are you doing it? I want you guys to change your state, right? No matter where you are right now, just smiling is going to make you feel better. It's going to give you some energy, right? So, Diamond, you have that, right? Like you just have that personality that people just want to know more about you. You're soft, but like super strong. You're like, you know, come at you, but also backing off. Like, I don't know, like you're the perfect combination.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Carolyn, you have a million things that are going through, man. Yesterday, when you were having a bad day, I was going to send you a picture of a cubicle. I was going to text you a picture of a cubicle because you were having a bad day.
Oh my God.
Or maybe just a bad hour.
You so should have. Oh my God. Yeah. Because then I would have been like, I'm so grateful. I mean, but here's the thing. I think you can still have a bad day and still be grateful. Like yesterday, I was struggling. I was having a bad day. Would you guys agree with me that you can have a bad day, but still be grateful? Because that's where I was. Like, I was so grateful because I knew what was coming at me, but it's a lot of responsibility when you know what's coming at you. Like, I know how my company is going to just blow up and it's a little bit scary. But you know, the good thing is that I'm not letting this fear paralyze me. I'm moving with it. It's okay to say, hey, I'm fucking scared. Okay. But I'm going to take it. I want it. Come at me, but I'm scared. Okay.
Right.
So it's okay to do that. And that's where I'm at.
Fear is a good thing, right? Except, I mean, it keeps us from being hurt and it keeps us safe. And that's really important in a lot of aspects of our life. But when fear controls our destiny, that's when it's a problem, right?
Right.
Because you know, I always talk about the word gumption. And for those of you who are just joining in, gumption means that you're brave enough to reach for the stars and you find the resources you need to make it happen. So what is your gumptuary going to be? Stop worrying about your obituary and start focusing on your gumptuary. How much are you letting fear control your life? Right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, what if today was the last day? What if today was like your last day on earth? I guarantee you wouldn't be bitching about the time or bitching about your work. You know, you'd be so grateful just to experience it. You'd pay more attention to people. You'd tell your kids you love them. You would go for it. You would take risks. And that's what it's all about. I guarantee you, if you're willing to take a risk in your life and start a community and step out and be a leader, I guarantee you the reward will be so great. Don't you agree, Tony?
Yes.
Like, Tony has stepped up. I mean, Tony, you're incredible. Like, unbelievable odds. Like, you've beaten unbelievable odds. Like, Tony and I can tell you some stories, guys, over the past year that has happened to us. Seriously, like unbelievable odds that we have beaten. And we're just going to keep doing it. We're going to keep overcoming the odds. We're not going to stop, right?
Right. I got fired, people. I got fired from my job. And I picked up the phone and called someone in my tribe, because your tribe is so important. You know, there's plenty of people that I thought about calling that would have been like, I'm so sorry, Tony. Why did this happen to you? Blah, blah, blah. That's not who I called. I picked up the phone and I called someone that said, congratulations. They said, you are going to do so many more powerful things. This is not where you're meant to be. You can go home and have a pity party for yourself if you want, but I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to make you go home and you're going to start preparing for what you were meant to be. Carmel, of course. Carmel, she's amazing. She was the one that I remember I was in the parking lot on the phone, like crying because I told her I needed to go for a little walk. And I called her, or she called me. I reached out to my tribe and she was available and she called me. And those are the people that are going to help you amplify the good in your life and focus on the gratitude, because gratitude is a lifestyle. the more you create the habits of waking up and saying, thank you, God, and the more you think about the focus on the growth instead of the challenges, the more you're going to amplify the good in your life. And when you hang out with people who believe in you, and you hang out with people who are powerhouses in your industry, then you're going to amplify your message and you're going to be successful in your life, whatever that looks like to you. So
that's so true.
If I want to start a business, the biggest mistake people make is they want to start a business. And so what did I do a couple years ago when I wanted to start a social media business? I went and talked to my mom, who knows nothing about social media. And I went and talked to my good friend who's brilliant and smart and cares about me and awesome. She knows nothing about social media, right? And so they're not going to help me, you know? And in fact, they're going to persuade me away from starting a business because they know how hard it is.
So important. So important, Tony. You stick with the right people to talk to. I mean, if I had called my family and said that I was spending $3,000 on a Tony Robbins ticket, do you think they would have said, oh, that's a great idea, Carolyn? You have $36 in the bank and you would have spent $3,000 on a freaking seminar. Are you crazy? Yes. Yes. First of all, I am crazy. Number one. Number two.
I agree with that.
You got to invest in yourself. Tony, I mean, wouldn't you agree with this? When you're an entrepreneur, I mean, you've got to listen to your intuit. Do you guys know what your intuit is? Your intuit lives right here. That's that gut, baby. It's your gut. It's that intuition that you don't second guess yourself. Your intuition is giving you answers, and constantly we second guess ourselves. Constantly, it's ingrained. It's programmed to second guess your intuit. But when you start really listening to your intuition, when you start really following what you need to follow, amazing things happen. Like synchronicities will come up everywhere, and like I need $10,000 by Friday. Like, I'm not even teasing, Tony. Like, I need $10,000 by Friday. Because, and I don't need it. It's just, I want it because I want to create something really special.
Carolyn, can you tilt the camera up a tiny bit so we can see your face? Because your name is hiding your beautiful face. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. And so, no, really though, seriously though, like I know that $10,000 is on its way to me. And then yesterday I got a call from a guy who's going to help me. So he's a friend of mine. So talk to people. Reach out to people. People will help you with your dream if you're willing to be authentic. If you have the intention of creating something amazing, and if you're willing and brave enough to go towards it, anything's possible.
Yeah. So 6 months ago, after that story that I told you about getting fired from my job, actually, no, it was before that. It was before I got fired from my job. And I was going through other stuff with divorce and work stuff. And I decided that every night I was going to meet someone for coffee who had what I wanted. And somehow, miraculously, I connected with this guy, Ed, the one that I was talking about earlier. Somebody told me that I should connect with Ed on Facebook, just out of the blue. Somebody I went to high school with said, you know what? You guys post a lot of the same stuff. You should connect with Ed. So I connected with Ed, and I took it a step further and said, let's meet for coffee. Within a half hour of talking with Ed, he said, I have a group called the Inspired Tribe. It's a nonprofit, and we want to pay for you to go to Unleash the Power Within, Tony Robbins event. We'll pay for everything. We'll pay for your hotel. All we need from you is to do great things, and we believe in you. And we know you're going to do great things. And so in a couple months, we want you to go to this. Are you interested? And I'm like, of course I'm interested. Like, what can I do? And that was a pivotal moment in my life. And after I went to the Unleash the Power Within event, that's how I started meeting you guys and meeting other powerhouses in self-development and just magnifying the good things in my life. Because Tony Robbins talks about when you go down the here, I guess I need to be paying attention a little bit to this side room. When you what is the story he tells about the telephone poles? Help me out.
Okay, so basically, guys, if you're focused, if you're focused on something, right? Like, let's just say you're focused on a dream. And let's say you're driving down the road and you're looking at a pole on the side of the road. You're driving down the road. Guess what you're going to slam into? That pole. Why? because what you focus on, you will create. So let's just say you have a goal. You're constantly going to get things that are bumping out of that way, right? Constantly. But you got to bring that focus back to what you want to create in your life. Do you understand? So what happened is Tony wanted it so bad that she manifested that man giving her a free ticket. I wanted to go to UPW so bad that I manifested Tony Robbins chatting me and giving me a ticket.
But
Like
it
that's
doesn't
what
even look like what you think a lot of times, because I didn't know that I knew that I needed help. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't say like,
exactly.
oh, I need to go and unleash the power within. In fact, I didn't know anything about it. I knew about Tony Robbins, but I just manifested that energy. And it rarely looks like what you think. What you think you need is probably not what you need. But when you put that energy out there, when you put that energy out there and you open yourself, you are vulnerable, and you open the doors to people that have what you want and people that believe in you, then things start happening, and they're not going to look like what you think.
Tony, you just said something that I really want to reinforce on here. You said you've got to get somebody in your life that has what you want. And that is like Tony. I mean, we could tell you stories. I'm not going to tell any stories right now. I mean, we have ton, both of us. But basically, when Tony Robbins said, you need to model someone, you need to get what someone has, you know, like that's what connected with me, and that's what connected with you, Tony. Like, if you don't have a mentor in your life that has what you want, how the hell are you going to get there? You are going to get to your goal 50% faster if you have a mentor in your life that already has what you want. I remember charging the stage at Tony Robbins. I couldn't get to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins had 7 bodyguards. Joseph McClinton only had 3. And by God, I was getting to him. I had no idea what I was going to say. I picked up a pen, ready, set, mentor me, crumpled my number up. I charged 3 security guards. They took it. And here he ends up calling me. So basically, you know, just taking that one step at a time and really manifesting that. I mean, that's a secret on steroids, Tony, wouldn't you say? Like, that really is the secret on steroids. Like, you want to talk about it. Like, you need desire, but you also need taken action. Like, the secret really focuses on just your thoughts. That's fine, right? Like, that's fine. You focus on your thoughts. Yes, your thoughts are creating a reality, but then you got to take action. You can't just sit there and wish for a cheeseburger. I'm going to wish for a cheeseburger and just sit here. I'm not going to get a fucking cheeseburger, okay? I've got to drive my ass to that Mickey D's, but don't do that, guys. Salad, lettuce, good healthy foods.
Ralph is in the chat room.
Ralph? Oh my God, I love Ralph.
Ralph, come on in.
Ralph, like our Ralph,
yeah.
like Ralph I love, gardening Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see him. Please bring him in.
Ralph,
will you jump in with us?
I'm trying. Oh wait, do I have it locked? Oh, okay, now I can do it. Now he's probably trying to figure it out, and I had it locked.
Who's feeling good this morning?
Yeah, you know, Ralph is a good example of amplifying the good things in your life, and he definitely lives the example of gratitude. I can't think of anyone more than, here he is, good, than someone who amplifies the good things in his life.
Ralph! Oh
Good morning.
Ralph, it's been so long. How are you?
I am outstanding.
Who told you to get on this live thing, Ralph?
I would know. Maybe there's that Grateful Tony. It's like you were talking about getting the right people in your life, and I figured out that when you focus on something, when you plant that seed, you know, it will grow, and it doesn't always come from where you may think it will come from. You know, it's knowing it, believing it, going out and making life happen.
Ralph, I still remember that bamboo story you told. Like, Ralph still told I used to be on these other calls, which we're not going to discuss, but basically Ralph was on them too. And uncomfortable, awkward moment. No, sorry, I don't even care. No, Ralph, though, seriously, I loved Ralph. Like, just so much. And I remember the bamboo story of like how it takes a long time to grow the bamboo. And
can you tell that story, Ralph, real quick?
Yes, can you?
Well, there's a Chinese bamboo, and as a gardener, you go out and prepare soil, and you plant a seed, water it, and usually a few days later, you'll see some results. You'll see a plant emerging. The Chinese bamboo, you go out and you prepare the soil, you plant it, plant that seed, you water it, you fertilize it, and you do that for a year and there's no results. You see absolutely no results. You go back out and you water it, you fertilize it. A year later, 2 years, still no results. 3 years, 4 years. And in that fifth year, that seed emerges from the ground, and just within 6 weeks' time, the seed grows 90 feet tall. 90 feet in 6 weeks. And I use that analogy that so often we go out and we don't see immediate results. We see, we see people achieving things, and it's easy to get discouraged. Think of a gardener out there watering and fertilizing bare soil for 5 years. What do you think the neighbors is saying? It's like, oh, give up. What are you doing? You're nuts. And I use that as a metaphor for life. What do you want out of life? When you know what you want and you know you're going to achieve it, no matter if it's like a regular typical seed that you plant, a bean or broccoli, whatever, it comes up quickly. That's fine and good. But when you really have that burning desire, have that unstoppable faith, great things will happen. And when they happen, like that bamboo, it's going to grow, phenomenally just within a very short period of time. Look at some of the people on these calls here, Carolyn, look at, and Tony, look how phenomenal your lives have changed since UPW. That UPW planted that seed of faith, that belief in you that you can achieve that.
And what is
that
it?
goal,
What is that other
whatever
quote
it is.
you always
So,
say about it's not what you achieve, what you manifest, you achieve. It's something along those lines.
what you can conceive and believe, you
It's
will
so
achieve.
true. It's so true. Ralph, I mean, my whole business is built on belief. I had no resources. I'm talking no money to build my business, guys. Nothing. I remember I sold tickets to an event with no venue. They gave me a price of $5,000 to build my website. I took 80 hours and I built my own. I've had so many obstacles, but my belief in myself and my dream and what I want to create has gotten me to the next level. It's given me that extra drive. And it's people like Ralph and Tony that I just want to be around, man. Why? Because they got that passion, they got that spark, they're just ignited within, they're awakened, and I feel it. I feel the energy, right?
So
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Ralph.
thanks, Ralph. So we've talked a lot about your tribe and who you surround
You're
yourself
very
with
welcome.
to amplify you and amplify your passion. What about the most important piece, right, is what's going on right here? And how are you amplifying your own message? Because if you say to yourself, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I am a terrible mom. These are things that come up into your head, right? Because either they were created for safety reasons, for survival as a kid, that you were told, somebody said to you one time, you are clumsy, or you are this, or you are that. And those messages start coming back into your head, don't they? And we all have it because it's human nature. But how do you change that around to amplify what really matters? And you say, no, fuck that. What really matters is that I am a great person. I am an awesome mom. I can create an amazing life, and I can be wealthy, and I can be strong, and I can be fit, and I can be healthy. And all those things are what matters. And the most important is what's going on right here in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I know both of you guys do those affirmations, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I do affirmations all the time. And I wanted to touch on what you just said, Tony. Deepak Chopra. I always mess up that guy's name. Sorry. But he says that 95% of the thoughts that you had yesterday, you're going to have today. Let me say that again, so it really seeps into your mind, guys. 95% of the thoughts that you had yesterday, you're going to have today. unless you break your pattern. Now, my pattern break includes slapping my ass and smiling, right? Because your emotional state is directly affecting how you're feeling. We're constantly doing three things every minute: deciding what to focus on, deciding how it's making us feel, and then creating that emotion. Okay. So you got to decide where you want that energy to flow. Now, for me, how I changed my thought pattern, because do you guys, like, seriously, that voice in your head that says you can't change the world, you're a joke, you're nothing, you know how hard that's going to be, you're never going to do that, like that voice, I've eliminated it. But everyone has it, right? And it's just another part of yourself, right? That doubt. So, you know, it really is that angel and devil. And if you listen to that angel more and surround yourself, like Tony is saying, with the tribe, like Ralph, like, you know, Tony. And even if, like, I know affirmations I say in the mirror. Let me say this, and then Ralph, I want to hear what you have to say about affirmations. I say in the mirror every morning, Tony Robbins, I will not only meet you at the post, but I will pass you in the grandstand. And I believe it with every single ounce of my being, that I will hack the world 10 times as much as Tony Robbins. I believe it with every fiber in my soul. And that's not to disrespect him. It's just, when you aim in your life for a goal, you gotta set your heights big. Because if you aim too low, you're gonna hit. Just like Les Brown says, you might hit and miss. So go for it, Ralph. I want to hear it.
I was going to touch on what a little bit first what Tony was saying. I use the metaphor of plant seeds carefully. You know, if you could visualize a bare spot in your yard, a field, whatever, you know, you have a choice. You can plant a rose garden, you can plant a vegetable garden, or you can just leave that sucker grow up in weeds. Okay, that's our minds. When you can picture, when you can conceive, believe, you can achieve. And when you know and focus on what you want, then your mind, you plant those seeds to get the results you want. The average mind, the average person thinks of 48 thoughts per minute. 48 thoughts. And to me, it's like just throwing seeds out in that garden. You got to plant, you got to be deliberate and plant those seeds where you want that plant to grow. And I use the analogy of a tomato plant that comes up from last year's, the previous year's tomatoes. You know, a tomato is a good plant in my garden, but when it's growing where it doesn't belong, it's a weed. So there's a lot of good things that are in our lives that are not at the right time, where it's not the right place. So when you're focused on what you want, and you can picture that beautiful rose garden, or you can picture that beautiful vegetable garden, you've got a mission. You're going to go out and do what you need to do to achieve what you're going to achieve. And affirmations, Tony heard me say this, but I wake up in the morning and I joke about this. My wife says, "Don't ever say this, you know, in public," but I do all the time. I woke up this morning. I made it to the bathroom by myself and not on myself. It's the start to a great day. That to me, that's, you know, well, it may sound a little
Ralph, I love
too much information, but May 9, 2006, I experienced a serious automobile accident. The first day I got up out of the hospital bed after being in the ICU with breathing tubes and feeding tubes, and I made it to the restroom, it was a good day. So every day when I wake up, and I know they say jump out of bed right away, but I usually give myself 2, 3, up to 5 minutes and just pour in my mind all the beautiful, grateful things. I'm breathing, my heart's beating. You know, I got this nice warm bed, and I filled my day with gratitude before my feet hit the floor. And yes, that's not an affirmation, but it puts me in a state that lasts all day. You know, when I get cut off, I thank God that I did not get hit, and I say a little prayer for the person who kind of is driving erratically. And that's planting seeds carefully, because if I flip them off or curse at him, I'm putting seeds in my garden. I'm putting seeds in who I am and what I become. So that's
Thank you so much, Ralph. I mean, really, I mean, I've missed you. I have a kid in my head. God, I miss that kid. And you're not a kid, obviously.
Well,
I know. I'm like, I love you, kid.
maybe it's my
woman. I'm like,
maybe
really
it's my
miss you,
energy.
kid.
I
He's
act like I'm
Yeah, right.
1920.
Oh my God. I swear, Ralph, I guarantee you that's it, because I do the same thing. I'm constantly the mom that's like going down the slide with her kids, jumping on the bouncy. I'm the only mom in the bouncy jumping. And I'm wondering why am I the only mom? It
A
can't be
quick
that I'm
story.
like short,
It's my
right? It can't be that I'm
grandkids.
just 5'1"
We were
and
at a
short.
trivia night, and they were playing. I forget what song was playing, but it was just one of these funky songs.
Uh-huh.
And my grandson comes over and grabs me and wants me to get up and dance with him. And it's at this church event with a trivia night, and we're back in the back of the room, and we're just going crazy with it, and everybody's turning around looking at us. Like, you got to love life. You got to live life. So you do it with your kids. I do it with my grandkids, because my kids just kind of hide their eyes.
That's such a good point.
Yeah,
and it's sometimes
absolutely.
about the simple
And
things. It's not
that's what it's all
necessarily
about.
about creating a video or doing these big things, which are important to take massive action, right? But sometimes it's about little things. It's about getting on the floor with your kids. It's about staying present and turning off your phone when you're with your spouse, right? Or, you know, and your kids.
Your kids, my kids are so important. I put my phone in my trunk when I hang out with my little girl, because if I don't, it's just automatic for me if my phone rings to pick it up. And turning it on silent, I'll still want to go over and check it. So if I leave my phone in my trunk for the 3 hours from 5 until 8 when I'm with my little girl, do you know how much that makes her feel good? Like, how many times have you been with your kid on your phone and they're like, mom, 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 and I'm like, what? And it's because what you put your focus on, you feel, and your kids need to know that they're number one. So Tony, thank you for saying that. That is something that I'm a huge person on that, like putting down the phone and creating some love. Speaking of putting down the phone, I've got about 3
But
more
yeah,
minutes.
it's easy. I used to think when I had my phone, half the time I'm looking up stuff for my daughter. I'm doing things that are going to help my daughter, but she doesn't know that. She doesn't understand that. All she knows is that phone is more important than spending time with me. And the same thing can be, a lot of people are so focused on having a clean house or, creating things. I worked with someone as a nanny that was like, okay, just spend all your time folding this and making sure this is clean, making sure that's, and the kids started acting up. And I'm like, I can do all that stuff, but my attention, the kids feel like they're not important and they need attention. And so that's where, you have to really think about what you're focused on and how others perceive you, right? Because what you think you're focused on, okay, I'm focused on working hard so that I can take my kids to Disney World. Well, they don't understand all that. All they understand is that mommy's more worried about work than me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where we have to step out and have your tribe and focus on all the wonderful, amazing things. Gratitude is a lifestyle. It's a choice. And being happy is a choice. And it's something that we can all manifest in our lives. We want to thank you guys so, so much for joining us here this morning. Ralph, thank you for joining in. Carolyn, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, Ralph, you're such a Ralph the rock star. I love it.
I hang out with good company that gets me to that point of being amazing.
Yes. And if you're just joining in toward the end, please watch the replay. I'm going to put it in my group page, and I'm going to also put my Facebook group page here. And Ralph, feel free to put your website or anything you want in here. And I know Carolyn's going to put her group page. And Ralph has a group that's going to be starting soon, right, Ralph? I think.
I'm more. Well, yes,
Ralph,
I've done
didn't
that.
you already create your garden group?
Facebook page, Mine Elevation, where I post. What actually I do is steal good posts that you guys post and put it in. Just to spread that positive vibe out into more of the world. We've had the great fortune of going to Tony Robbins and seeing some other events, but I guess my goal is to introduce somebody on the ground level who hasn't been experienced to self-development and introduce them to that. And if I can share some things that motivates them to make that a life study like we all have, you know, and empowers them to change their life. So,
Ralph, I love that so much. That's actually part of my on my group too, because we're all interconnected. Like me and Tony,
yes,
you, like
yes,
we all want to make a positive difference in the world, right? And like bridging the gap is actually like that's what I say my group was actually created for, because I didn't know self-development until I was 30 years old. I can't even imagine if I had had these tools when I was 25, right? And then some people have never been introduced to it. I'm talking about 40 years old, never been introduced to it, right? And so for me, my group is about bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be, right? Because so often we're like, I'm stuck here. There's nothing I can do. I don't have any power. You are powerful beyond measure. If you're listening right now, let these words, plant these in your mind. Just like my man Ralph is saying, plant some seeds. You are so powerful. You have the power to be a reality architect in your life and create the life that you desire. So yeah,
life
I get
is
so
outstanding.
passionate about it. Sorry.
Life is outstanding. It really is.
It is. Yes, it is. Who wants to do an ass slap for the end? Come on, one ass slap and a smile. Ready? 1, 2.
I heard Ralph.
You can't slap. I know, I did too. You can't slap your own ass and not smile.
Carolyn and I might start doing this weekly. What do you think, Carolyn?
Slapping your ass. I'm down. I just actually, Tony, as soon as we get off, I was going to text you. We're doing this again.
All right. Well, everyone who's in the chat room, everyone listening, we believe in you. Go take massive action in your life. Create powerful connections. Go put that smile on your face. Have an outstanding energy. Put your shoulders back. Lift your chin up and live a life of passion, because we believe in you and you are special. You were put here on this earth for a reason. And go get them and make this day amazing.
Yes.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining. Have an outstanding day.
Life's outstanding. Bye. Bye.
Woo! Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.